On the Matty Highland Smitty McQueen Sports Show. Today we've got a lot to get through. Try to get through it as quick as we can. We've got breaking news, obviously, to begin our show. Then we'll follow by a pretty impressive game last night on Thursday Night Football. An impressive first half, that is. Second half, kind of boring. And then we'll talk a little Major League Soccer. That is the championship that is Saturday, tomorrow. And then we will talk Heisman Trophy as that approaches tomorrow night. And then we will finish with our NFL picks, like always. And then we will look ahead to our Monday show. Matt, breaking news. You want to just get us started?
Sure. Thanks, Smitty McQueen. First off, Dexter Fowler, former Cub, former Rocky, he has agreed to a deal with the rival, the NL Central rival St. Louis Cardinals on a 5-year,
$82.5 million deal that includes
no trade clause whatsoever. And teams are going to be wanting to do that more with Chapman having a 2-year no trade clause, or I think it's a 3-year.
Yeah.
And now Fowler with a 5-year no trade clause. They really want him, and especially after these winter meetings where there was a bunch of trades happening, I can see teams doing this.
Yeah, and it makes sense. I caught a little of his interview today. I love Dexter Fowler. A lot of people probably that are Cubs fans are going to say, well, I hate Dexter now. Dexter Fowler is a cool dude. He is what you want on your team. He brings the fun, the energy to your clubhouse. And it's good for... I'm glad for Dexter, because Dexter went out on a huge limb last year, if you recall. He was offered, I think it was $15 million per year to sign with the Baltimore Orioles for 3 years. He said, no, I'm going to come to the Cubs for 1 year on $13 million and try to get a huge contract then, and it paid off. And it's great to see that, because this is a guy who is a class act, awesome guy. It's just good to see. And seeing him play, he got drafted by the Rockies. He needed to go somewhere else, and it was crazy because you'd think, well, he's in a hitter's ballpark. Dexter Fowler has got better being away from Coors Field than he had done in his first so many games with the Rockies. And so this is a great addition for the Cardinals. It's a huge hurt with the Cubs. However, the Cubs did call Dexter before they signed John Jay. He did say in his press conference today that the Cubs did call me to say, hey, unless you're going to come back for this much, we're going to sign John Jay. Class act by the Cubs. Like Dexter said, he said that is a class act right there. It's funny because they play each other to begin the year in St. Louis. So
they played 19 times.
Yeah, it'll be fun. I think he's going to get cheered. He should, because he was a big key to the Cubs' success last year to winning that World Series. You need a leadoff man. He's that guy.
Yes.
Matt, Houston made a splash. A lot of talks. Lane Kiffin was going to be their new coach. No, it's their offensive coordinator, Major Applewhite. He will be coaching the Cougars next season. Do you like this hire?
Like with every business, hiring within is pretty smart. It saves the trouble from having to go find someone.
Yeah.
This guy knows the system, and being an offensive coordinator, he could run his offense to be like a little Andy Reid-ish, little college, just different. But I agree with it. Houston, they'll be fine.
I think it's a good
move.
Yeah.
I don't have much else to say.
He's been doing great things with that offense. I mean, you look, they're a high-scoring team.
Greg Ward Jr. is a very quality quarterback.
So I think it's a good hire. Lane Kiffin, I think, could go somewhere else that's bigger. Mm-hmm. And there's talk that LSU is now wanting him to come take offensive coordinator. It'd be kind of hard to leave Alabama. It would be really hard, I would think, if you're going to have the same job position. We'll have to see what that plays out. That is just all rumor and speculation. For now, Lane Kiffin, obviously with the Crimson Tide.
Yes.
Charlie Strong. We'll keep it in college football. He was fired by Texas. There's rumors that he is getting a lot of talk about being USF's head coach now that their head coach went to Oregon. Earlier today, there was talks that he was being looked at as a defensive coordinator by Oregon and 3 other teams. But I think he was going to take a head coaching job. I mean, it would make sense to take a head coaching job. What do you think of this? Do you think it'd be a good fit?
I like it. For him, head coaching, that's where he's been. That's where he wants to stay. But he is actually a defensive-minded coach. And being a D coordinator somewhere would be good for him.
Just to build his resume back up.
Yes, and really, no matter what, actually, if he gets a head coaching job or if he gets a defensive coordinator, he will renew his reputation after the struggling years at Texas. And getting out of the Big 12 conference will help.
Yeah, I think so too.
Assuming he does.
Yeah, because Texas, I think, was just too big of a job for him right out of the gate. I mean, he was at Louisville doing great. Texas has been down for several.
Expectations are high.
If you can't get it in 2 years, you're getting out of town probably. I mean, that's speculation. That's what a lot of people say. Yes, I think it's a good hire if he would go to one of these places. We'll have to wait and see, obviously, but that is some big rumors right there, and I think it very well could be Charlie Strong's job. Matt, I know there was some breaking news with your Jayhawks today.
Yes. Shocking news, actually.
Yeah.
Carlton Bragg was charged with a misdemeanor battery within his domestic battery. Domestic being within your family. He's actually appearing in court today, and I hope he can move on from this. I hate to see this for anybody, any team. I hope that he can just get things taken care of so he can get back out on the basketball court where he can play. He's a sophomore. He's got some learning to do, but he has the talent, and I would hate to see him not play ever again.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. I could see him maybe being suspended for some games. Obviously, I mean, we've seen in sports world domestic violence is a huge thing, and they don't put up with it, and rightfully they shouldn't. We'll have to see what happens in the court system. I think that this is a big loss to KU. I like Carlton Bragg's game. I think he's got a lot of upside in his game. I've been telling you that. I like his game. He's a great player. Definitely a huge loss. Do you think this can really affect the team? Or, do you think, as a KU fan, do you feel a little worried just because of, team chemistry now? I mean, we're rolling. Does this set him back any, you think?
No. He's not been a starter the past few games with Self going 4 guards. If you count Josh Jackson as a guard, he's more of a small forward. He hasn't been in the starting lineup, but this still hasn't deterred him from being a star or a stud. It's the depth at the forward position for the KU, and without him, it kind of hurts a little. They still have Azubuike. They still have Dwight Colby. Landon Lucas is still up there in the center position, but chemistry maybe. He's a sophomore. Hopefully, Frank Mason being a senior, Landon Lucas being a senior, Devontae Graham as a junior, they can make sure everything gets taken care of in that locker room. I don't want nothing to get started. Yeah,
you gotta hope they just come out and, that's where you'll see the leadership. Mason needs to step in, like you said.
Yeah, off-the-field issues should not affect what happens on the court.
Shouldn't. The thing I worry about is Bragg's one of their first off the bench, for the bigs. If the bigs get in foul trouble, someone else is going to have to step up
depth
now.
Issue, yeah.
So that's where
experience depth.
So that's the only thing I think that hurts his team. I mean, like you said, he hasn't been starting. That's really all I got for that. Do you have any other things?
They play Nebraska tomorrow. So
Yeah, so we'll find out right away.
If they take care of business. If Bill Self is a quality coach and he knows what to do in these situations.
Yeah, and like he said,
he's going to take care of it the correct way and make sure the steps are taken to just try to move on from it.
Yeah, and he said in his press conference, I'm not going to do a lot of talking about this today because we don't know the whole story yet. You know, you have to wait till this goes through the court process. Matt, some recent news you saw. This is just horrific, terrifying. It's sad. Go ahead.
The linebacker for the Denver Broncos, Brandon Marshall, he received a hate letter from I don't know who. It's just someone, and it was not pretty whatsoever. It's just a disgrace how the society is now, and I don't like seeing it. I know everybody would hate it if it's on Twitter. I know that, but if you guys read this letter, you should be ashamed of how we, like as a whole, are acting against people who do stand up for something or do something. I got nothing else to say on this. You just need to. It's
a very sad thing that we are dealing with this nowadays in this country. And we're not getting into politics. This is in the NFL now. This is not good. Very heartbreaking. You read it to me. Horrible.
It is not repeatable on air.
Yeah, we are not
going to read it. You can read it for yourselves. I'm sure you can find it on social media.
If you want to, I would highly recommend you don't. It is that bad.
It's disturbing.
Let's hope that they find this person. I mean, I don't know if anything is. I don't believe they have found anyone. So it just came out.
I just read the letter.
We have
messenger here.
It's a very bad thing. So
serious.
Yeah.
Serious.
Let's just be hoping Brandon Marshall's safety. He
does
needs
not become in jeopardy or jeopardized. Yeah. Let's move on from this. Last night, Thursday Night Football. Wow. The Chiefs used a 21-point second quarter to take control of the AFC West with now a 2-game lead over in the division. 2 games up on the Raiders. 4-0 in the division now. Kansas City, that is, with a 21-13 victory. The Raiders came in. They couldn't get much stuff going. The bitterness, the temperature of the atmosphere. The atmosphere just in Arrowhead in general is daunting for anybody, except for, I know Trevor would say the Buccaneers don't lose there. It was a competitive game. Raiders took an early lead, and Tyreek Hill just decided to change the swing of things and returned a punt for a touchdown, caught a touchdown pass. Kendrick West got into the end zone. The Chiefs' offense is starting to come around more than most analysts think so, or most fans of other teams think so. Alex Smith is playing some of his best ball. Travis Kelce, 4 straight games of 100 or more receiving yards. That ties in with Tony Gonzalez. And when you're in company with Tony Gonzalez, you should be cherishing these moments. The Chiefs' special teams and defense have come up huge this whole year. Do you think they are winning these games now with the 3 consecutive games of having a special teams or defensive touchdown against the Broncos, Falcons, and Raiders?
Yeah, I think special teams has been huge. I really do. When you can score 3 touchdowns, that is huge. You know, I'm not sure if it's gonna keep happening. I mean, obviously, it's probably gonna end sometime. But the Chiefs have the guy to do that with Tyreek Hill. His speed is ridiculous. And then you got DeAnthony Thomas also right there. The one I think that surprised everyone was the fake punt the other day against the Falcons. That was a huge play. Besides the Eric Berry jump play, jump read on the 2-point conversion that Matt Ryan pretty much made a pretty stupid move. Eric Berry snuck in, caught it 2 points there. The thing that and you touched on it, the Chiefs are starting to get some offense going. And I've said this before, when are they going to be consistent a whole game? 21 points, obviously, in the second quarter. It was enough to win. It was enough to win. If Derek Carr is playing at his better game, can the Chiefs offense get it back together like we saw against Denver late? That's what I need to see from the Chiefs before I really say they are the favorite in the AFC. Because you go up against a Tom Brady, he's not going to struggle, you wouldn't think. I mean, the Chiefs' D, though, is ridiculous. Big loss, though, not Justin Houston, but Derek Johnson last night. Huge loss. That's when Oakland, that first series, it took the Chiefs a little to get him going, get the defense back together when DJ was off the field. Derek Johnson, yes. Houston, I get those two.
There's too many good players.
So DJ is that took them a series, obviously. Obviously, you could see it. That's when the Raiders drove down the field right before half, scored. I really think this Kansas City team is a favorite in the AFC. The biggest thing, like I said, is this team needs to stay consistent on offense for a whole game, and if they do that, they're legit. They are legit. And I'm being as honest as I can. I'm really shocked, though, Derek Johnson, he knew right away. That the way he just took his helmet, it's sad because he's dealt with one of these already.
Last year.
And it sounded like last week, he had some problems with the Achilles. I don't know if it was the cold weather.
It was the hamstring last week.
Okay, yeah. Do you think the cold weather, if this would have been...
No,
I don't think so
it's
either.
Another freak accident or injury. DJ is a big part of that defense.
He is.
He is a huge part of stopping the run.
He doesn't.
It's like he's unnoticed more so to the national audience because he's overshadowed, better word for it, by Marcus Peters, Justin Houston, Eric Berry, and the Latavius Murray and the Raiders. They got 7 yards of pop whenever they ran the ball up the gut, and I feel like they didn't take advantage of that. More advantage of that. If they would have done that, they could have won that game. They could have came back and they could have won the game. But with Derek Carr, he can throw the ball, and he's got two weapons on the outside with Crabtree and Cooper. And I don't blame them for throwing it, being down 8 points. But if you see a mismatch, you have to take advantage of it. They did not take advantage of it. So
my one thing, and this leads kind of into my next point I took away from the game. I think Derek Carr maybe lost his MVP case last night. 17 of 41 passing with only 117 yards. You talk about that. They had a great chance the Raiders had a great chance, and you see Crabtree. Cooper. I have no idea what he did on that ball they threw up to him. I think it got caught in the lights.
The cord, not the lights. The cord that goes across the field. They say that it may have altered the trajectory of the ball, and that's why Cooper had no idea where it was.
Yeah.
And Carr knew instantly. He's thinking, "Damn, I could have had."
Yeah, and Carr, I think last night, the cold weather obviously showed, but I also question a ton on the Oakland play call. And here's where I judge it. They threw so many lob passes. So many lob passes. I know you've got great receivers, but why are you throwing it up? The one time he lobbed it right there before, I believe it was the half, he could have caught it. I think it was right before they kicked the field goal. Could have caught it if Carr threw it more on the money. He hung it up in the air, and it let the Chiefs defender get there to knock the pass away.
Terrence Mitchell.
Yeah. It was horrible, I feel like, by Oakland. I think Oakland cost themselves a chance because of their play calling. 3rd and 1 in 4-down territory, you run the football, I think, on 3rd down.
With that offensive line,
yeah. Because they were getting it done on the ground. You've got to run it, and then 4th down comes, then if you don't think you can succeed running it again, then you at least have a play to throw. Because when you set yourself up with a 3rd and 1 and you pass on it, I feel like you've got to pass on 4th and 1 just because, you know, the chance, you just threw that chance out the window. I give a lot of criticism last night also to the Oakland play calling just because of so many lob passes. Derek Carr's pinky, I don't know if it was a factor. I think it was more the cold weather. He said after the game it wasn't his pinky. I mean, I know there's a lot of reports, and he's probably not going to use that as an excuse, obviously. But I don't think it had much to do with it. I know that he was throwing without his pinky on the ball sometimes. He also got hit by Houston one time
Chris
on that
Jones,
throwing.
Yeah, roaches. He got sacked by both of them. Based off the MVP race, I don't think he lost the whole thing. He fell down a peg, really. Just because you have one bad game doesn't necessarily mean that it's hurting your MVP case. He has taken that team to newer heights since 2001 or 2002.
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
But you still, yes, 17 to 41 passing. You got to look at the matchups. You got to look at who they played. The Chiefs' defense their defensive backfield is good. Eric Berry's great. Marcus Peters is great. That hurts them. And you're right. When you do throw those fades, I know you have Amari Cooper, but it's not like you have Tyreek Hill and you throw a fade 50 yards and Tyreek Hill can just get under it.
And I hate when teams down in the red zone throw that one-on-one lob. I hate the lob. I love it in Madden. I mean, because Madden, you got at least a better chance. But in the NFL, I don't like it. I don't like it near as much. Teams need to just run the football. And Oakland, obviously, on 3rd and 1 should have ran, I feel like. Because then you have a 4th down where, okay, yeah, let's try a lob here, you know. Anyway, Matt, Chiefs, the huge win. Pretty well, I think they will win the AFC West. Do you?
Duh.
Okay.
I
figured, but you have to ask.
Blunt about it, but Chiefs hold that 2-game lead over the Raiders head-to-head. Raiders are still second.
Raiders need to go 3-1 and hope the Chiefs lose 2. Or I guess 2-1 now.
Good luck.
And yeah, Raiders lose, or Chiefs go 1-2. I forget that they've now played they've only got 3 left.
Yes.
Matt, tomorrow, if we have any soccer fans out there, here you go. MLS, the championship is tomorrow night. The Seattle Sounders take on Toronto FC, 7 o'clock Central Time on Fox. Matt, you got to stick with your team, I'm sure. I mean, we've talked a little.
I picked the Sounders before the semis began, and they're in the finals, and I believe they win. They take it all tonight. Yes.
I've got tomorrow.
Tomorrow. That's what I meant to say.
I had Colorado Rapids against the Sounders, and because that's when we kind of like said, okay, who's gonna win it from here with 4 teams? I gotta go with Toronto now. FC, I gotta go against you, man. Both teams trying to get their first MLS championship. Should be a great one in Toronto tomorrow night. Make sure you tune in for it. Heisman Trophy, Matt.
Also tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Heisman Trophy. Jabril Peppers from Michigan. D.D. Westbrook from Oklahoma. Baker Mayfield from Oklahoma as well, the quarterback. Deshaun Watson, QB from Clemson. And Lamar Jackson, the favorite coming in based off the season. Quarterback from Louisville. I pick Lamar Jackson.
Figured you would.
I have. It's kind of like you have to. You have not seen that since Jordan Lynch in 2012, and with 51 touchdowns responsible for. Whoa.
I think he is the favorite. If anyone is to beat him, Deshaun Watson.
Mm-hmm.
The guy has led his team now.
The only team.
Yeah, only guy that's in the college football.
And if they want to do the MVP race based off how good your team is, if your team's in the playoffs, you have to go by the same logic here, and that means Watson would end up winning.
The cool thing about this,
assuming they do that.
The cool thing about this, you've got Baker Mayfield and D.D. Westbrook. Both Oklahoma teammates, obviously. This is the 5th time a team has had a pair of teammates joined or represented at the Heisman Trophy since 1981. I believe Lamar Jackson too, but like I said, I believe Deshaun Watson could maybe somehow upset him if anyone is. Baker Mayfield obviously will be the fan favorite going in, or the favorite going into next year. What I think is Peppers will get 5, Westbrook 4, Mayfield 3, Watson 2, and then
we have a fan right now, Eric Harrington, who's saying Jackson and Watson, Mayfield and Westbrook only play one position.
Westbrook plays 2,
yeah.
punt returner.
Yes, but he says Jabril played 15. This is 15 different positions. Just because you play all over the field, that's awesome. But it's kind of tough to go against a quarterback who's responsible for 51 touchdowns.
And defensive players don't get the love that the offensive quarterbacks and running backs and wide receivers get. That is why Lamar Jackson wins. I'm not saying Peppers is not worthy of it, because I think he is. He's obviously a top 5.
You're correct there.
I just think Lamar's, his numbers, 51 total touchdowns.
Way too good.
Yeah. Almost 3,390 passing yards, over 1,000, almost 1,500 rushing yards. Plus 15 plus rushing yards. There is no way someone else wins it. So Lamar Jackson, I think it'll be fun to watch. It'd be awesome to, I guess if you think that it's going to be closer than what they say, then tune in. I think you're wasting some time, because I think Jackson's got it.
If you follow me social media, you'll see it no matter what. So
yeah,
we both picked Lamar Jackson, so maybe it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I think
we're gonna move on to the NFL pick'ems now. Without the Chiefs playing, I really don't care.
It's nice though, man.
It is nice having a
You get to just relax and watch football.
I don't have to worry about the Chiefs
game.
Anything, yes. We both are 1-1 this week.
1-0.
1-0 this week.
Come on, dude.
The Chiefs win.
Come on, dude. You should be on that.
I am so hyped from this game last night. We're both 31-16 for the year since we've been on air. First game, Bears at Lions. Detroit's a 7.5-point favorite. Straight up, Detroit wins this game. They take care of business. 28-17. Eric Harrington's happy. What do you have, Smitty?
What did you say? I forgot to write these down. We better write these down. What did you say, Lions?
28-17. Stafford, 4 touchdowns.
Someone would be very, very disgusted with you on this pick.
Your pops.
Yeah. I gotta go with you. Lions 27. I got 27-13. Sorry, old man.
Bears are too far down in the dumps.
And he knows that.
Anything.
Both his Chicago teams, besides the Blackhawks, are actually down in the bottom. So, sorry to my pops. I guess you'll just have to root for them boys this week. Steelers 7-5 going in against the 6-6 Bills. Steelers 3-point favorites. Do you like the Steelers? I do. I think Steelers win 31-20, Matt. I think the Steelers are a team to watch out for. They are getting that offense going. The defense has been consistent.
The defense is starting to pick up and try to provide more than the offense has been carrying them the whole season. I would have to say Pittsburgh wins this game. Yes, they go into Buffalo. It could be snowing. We don't know. I haven't looked at the weather yet.
Big Ben's pretty filthy.
Big Ben is a good quarterback. He's got weapons with Antonio Brown, fire up chips. Yes, Eric. And I think they get it done. I would have to say their defense is not high caliber anymore as it has been in the past. And so, therefore, with that being said, Steelers come away with victory. Huge.
Okay.
45-14.
45-14. You think
It's going to be a shootout.
Ooh.
Big Ben's going to have a heyday against them.
that's pretty
Corners.
crazy? That's a crazy pick. That's a lot of points. I'm not sure about that, but I at least you're going with the Steelers. The Broncos at
I hate the
8-4
Steelers, but
take on the Titans, who are 6-6. Titans 1-point favorites. I think this line could change if Simeon does not play. He's questionable. Should be known tomorrow. Kubiak said, "Who do you like, Matt?"
I got to go with the Titans. They're playing like a playoff team, at least in the AFC South. They want to win the South. They are driven to have wins over the Colts and the Texans, and this is an extra win. This would be a quality win. And they're at home.
They're coming off of a bye, so they are rested up. The thing we will find out how good the Titans are. What's your score on this?
24-20.
We are going to find out how good the Titans are, because they got the Broncos, they got the Chiefs.
They go to the Chiefs next Sunday, so
I mean, you got, which I was hoping to go to that game just to see Oregon quarterback Marcus Mariota, one of my favorite players to ever play. He is doing great for this team. They have a bright future to look forward to. Titans,
I agree.
I don't think get it done. I think the Broncos defense picks them off once or twice. I think they win 20-17. The big key obviously is going to be if Simeon plays for the Broncos. I think if Simeon plays, yes, I think Broncos. If not, I'd say Titans. So make sure you check that out before you make picks. If you make picks and stuff, check that out before. Yeah, that's the Broncos-Titans matchup. You want to go with the next one, Matt?
we have the Redskins, who are 6-5-1, taking on and traveling to Philadelphia to take on the Eagles, who are 5-7. NFC East matchup. I have the Redskins on the road. Kirk Cousins, you like that? You like that?
Woo! Woo! Woo!
Another quarterback from the state of Michigan, and college-wise anyway. So Eric should be happy I'm picking the Redskins.
Score?
It'll be a interesting game, but the score at the end will be further apart than how close the battle will be, at least in the first half. I say 24-13.
And who knows what the weather's like up in Philly. I've got the Redskins too. Philly, you're starting to see a rookie quarterback.
He's down to earth after those phenomenal first few games.
You know, they started 4-0, and since then 1-7. Not very good. I've got the Redskins 27-14. Just think Kirk Cousins is playing really good right now. People need to give that dude some credit. He's gonna get a good paycheck when this season's over, unless they franchise him again. If I'm Kirk Cousins, I'm demanding that money because he has had a great year. He's deserving of a paycheck. So, I got the Redskins. Matt, Arizona Cardinals, 5-6-1, taking on the Miami Dolphins, who's 7-5. Cardinals 1.5-point favorites. This is an intriguing game because both teams are not eliminated. I think this game means more to the Dolphins than it does the Cardinals. Just because
are playing spoilers.
Yeah, they kind
of have to, and with that mindset, they could pick up wins on the way.
Yeah, I think the Dolphins, if they lose this game, it's going to be hard for them to get in because you're seeing the Steelers and Ravens playing really good right now, and then on top of it, Denver's also there. Those three teams, I think, are better than Miami. I think Miami's loss last week to Baltimore, just getting throttled, really hurt them, set them back. I'm liking the Cardinals 35-17, Matt. Who do you like and why?
Just in case, I really don't have an opinion on either of these. Just in case the Broncos do beat the Titans and I fall behind a pick, I'm going to take the opposite team here too. The Dolphins with Tannehill and that running, at least he can hand the ball off to Jay Ajayi, and he's got
Landry.
Jarvis Landry. He has I don't know who else on that team, really. He's got some weapons. They'll get it done. It'll be closer than what you think. 28-24.
28-24.
Because of that Cardinals
Dolphins.
defense, it'll be a lot closer.
I just think the Cardinals are playing good. That's why I got them 35-17.
One win is playing good.
Never know, man. I mean,
Playing good.
we know what this team can do.
Yeah. The potential for this team, the age of this team.
And they're not going to go away easy because Green Bay gets to play the Seahawks, and they could pick up a game if they win this week and get a Green Bay win over the Seahawks. So definitely, I think this game though means more to the Dolphins than Cardinals, and it could decide the Dolphins' season. This one will put the team ahead in the AFC South, the weak South. You got the Houston Texans and the Colts, who are both 6-6. Colts are 6.5-point favorites. Yes, if the Titans win, they're tied with whoever wins this game. Who do you think this is a bigger game for Houston or the Colts? And then
It's a bigger game
Who do
for
you
the
got?
Titans. Because if the Titans pick up a win, one of these teams falls, and now they just have to take out the other team in 2 weeks when they play, or 3 weeks when they play, depending on who wins. I'm gonna have to go with Indy. I picked them in my predictions for the rest of this season. Indy gets the job done at home. Andrew Luck is gonna play well again. Granted, it was the Jets last week, or actually Monday night, but Indy picks up the win. I think it's going to be more of a defensive battle than we're used to seeing with the Texans, any team against the Texans. 21-17 final score. Colts pick up the dub.
I got the Colts. My biggest thing with the Texans is Brock Osweiler. You paid him a ton of money. What's he done for you? Got you to a 6-6 record. Pretty good job, man. At least you're cashing in on some money.
Overrated.
Cashing in on some great money. But not fast. You're going to go 6-7. Colts win. Colts are... Andrew Luck's playing good. T.Y. Hilton is playing extremely good.
They're tied in.
Yeah, Allen. They got two great
Dwayne
tight
Allen.
ends. They got two great tight ends. Yes.
He had 3 touchdowns
And
last
they
week.
got Frank Gore, the veteran, who is great.
Moving up the career list for rushing yards. He keeps moving up.
Just when people think Frank Gore is done, he keeps rolling. And I totally agree with that. He is a great running back. I'd take him on my team. Colts 24-20.
Solid pick. Our next game features one team from each conference going at it in Jacksonville. Vikings versus the Jaguars. Jags, they might be the laughingstock more so than the Browns, in my opinion. Browns are getting a quarterback back this week. Bortles, sorry, man. Just not the right team for you. Vikings get the job done in Jacksonville. Bradford has a heyday.
What's the score?
24-7. Vikings defense.
They're good.
It's a solid defense.
I've got it a low-scoring game. I got the Vikings winning, though. Vikings need to get this win in order to keep their season alive. Because Detroit, who's playing the Bears, I mean, you would think would win. Green Bay's surging. Vikings lose this game, they're in a world of hurt. I've got the Vikings 17-13. It's not going to be as high scoring. This is not really a very intriguing game this week. It's just because the Vikings are still in the playoff picture. Jaguars have been eliminated. This isn't as laughing matter as the Niners and New York Jets this weekend. That is probably the worst game of the weekend. Yeah.
Maybe Cowboys Giants.
Yeah.
We'll get
That's
to
true.
that just because of. I'll get to that later.
Yeah.
The next matchup, NFC South. Saints go to Tampa Bay to take on the Buccaneers. Saints are 5-7. Bucks are 7-5. Bucks are 2.5-point favorites.
Bucks getting some love by
Bucks,
Vegas.
They are. I don't like it. Sorry, Trevor Smith. They don't get the win. Saints get this win. You guys play in 2 more weeks with a rematch. You guys will split the season series. I'll give that to the fans right now. I'll let you know. I will pick the Buccaneers in 2 weeks. Saints win 31-14. Winston,
Really lost.
I know it's at home, but Winston is not going to keep it going after, yes, I don't see it.
My
I guess they
thing-
lost last week, but
My thing is this. Drew Brees had a bad week last week.
he's going to punish the Buccaneers.
And when you see that, that's not
A
good.
veteran quarterback.
Who's a Hall of Famer.
Yes.
And
No doubt.
is an amazing quarterback. I agree with you, Matt. Saints win 31-21. The Buccaneers' mojo comes to an end. Then they get to face the Cowboys next week on Sunday Night Football. They can maybe regain it because it's a Sunday night primetime game. I got Saints 31-21. I think they're just too much. Drew Brees has a heyday and 4 touchdowns. I'm already calling it.
The other team tied for the
Yeah.
NFC South lead. Their game
Yeah, the Falcons at 7-4 take on the Rams at 4-8
7-5.
or 7-5. I said 4. Sorry.
Looking ahead.
Falcons 6-5 or 6.5 favorites. Matt, I've got the Falcons, and the reason, and I know Julio Jones, he might not play. There's talks. They want to see him.
Cartel,
Yeah, they
yes.
want to see him do routes and pregame warm-ups before they announce his status. I don't even think that matters. Matt Ryan's gonna have a big day. Sanu is gonna have a big day, and then you got Freeman and Coleman, and they seriously gave the Chiefs the game last week.
Literally, he gave it to Eric Berry.
Yeah, he literally did.
He had a better completion percentage than Eric Berry.
Yeah, he was 2 for 2 throwing to Barry. Anyway, so I've got Falcons, and I got them big, 31-14.
I take Falcons. I take Falcons the rest of the year. They finish 4-0. Rams are rookie quarterback who just now started playing. Gurley is not hyped up because of the offensive line. It's rough.
What's your score?
35-17 Falcons. Falcons come back. They lost last week. They don't like that. They roll the Rams. And I mean roll. Over more than double.
We've got, Matt, the game of the week on Fox.
America's game of the week. Yes.
I think this is going to be a great matchup. Seahawks at 8-3-1. Yes, 1 to the Cardinals. Take on the Green Bay Packers 6-6 in Lambeau Field. Seahawks favored 3 points. Matt, who you like?
I am going with. Actually, first off, this could be a preview of a playoff matchup.
Could.
And it was last year or 2 years ago. And Seahawks come in. I know the Packers defense is not stellar, not up to par.
They've started to play better.
They have. You are correct. And I say the Packers get this done. If Russell Wilson doesn't get hurt or banged up or anything, it'll be a good matchup. Maybe a shootout between Rodgers and Russell Wilson. It could be.
It could be a
Could
great
very
one.
well be. I think it's 31-28 Packers.
Matt, I know in my script I've got the Seahawks, but this game I have been very, very back and forth with this week. And the reason why Aaron Rodgers is starting to find Jordy Nelson, starting to find Cobb, starting to find Adams, and they got Christine Michael from the Seahawks.
He could be mad about that.
Yeah.
And
I actually am changing what I had on the script. I'm taking Packers same score as I had, 31-24. The Seahawks lost Earl Thomas. A huge loss last week. A huge loss. to the team. Yes, I don't know if it's going to set them all the way back. You know, like, they've got other great guys, Chancellor and Sherman on that team. I just think it's in Lambeau. The conditions could play a big factor. So I'm going with the Packers. 31-24-2. Packers are... This division might come down to week, what is it, 16 they play?
I believe because
I think they finished with the Bears.
They play in week 17.
Do they? Okay.
They take on Seattle at home, go to Chicago.
There's Chicago.
Home against Vikings, and then at Detroit.
That's right. They end with 3 straight division games. Week 17 is going to decide this division.
Yes, I agree.
The NFC North.
Yeah.
And then that, obviously, the game, the night game, Sunday Night Football.
Another high caliber.
Yeah, the Cowboys 11-1 versus the Giants at 8-4. Cowboys, this is their first loss of the year. They're only one. Cowboys 3.5-point favorites. Do you like the boys in New York or do you like the Giants?
The Cowboys can afford to lose one game, but they have the chance to clinch home field advantage with a win and a Seahawks loss or tie.
And Detroit, I believe, right?
Yes. And with the Packers, we picked the Packers beating the Seahawks. Cowboys are going to look for finishing that sequence. Hopefully, if assuming everything works out, I think you're right. The Lions do have to lose as well.
Yeah.
They're going to roll, but they're going to rock and roll in a sense. They're not going to steamroll. They are going to go into New York, avenging that first loss of the season. Dak is, part of my language, a hell of a lot better than the first game. Zeke is a stud in that backfield behind that quality offensive line, who should be the real MVPs of the season. Cowboys get the job done.
What's your score?
I think it is going to be a 28-21 matchup in the Cowboys' favor.
Yeah. You know,
Zeke has 2 touchdowns.
This one scares me just because it's always the Giants. Giants and Cowboys. The games are always close.
Pierre-Paul is hurt.
He is out. Yes. That is a huge.
I had to.
That is a huge loss. Yes. That is a huge loss to the Giants.
Huge.
D-line. Yes. Jason Pierre-Paul, one of their biggest pass rushing threats. Even without a finger, isn't it? He's still one of the best. The Cowboys,
I'll give that to him.
I think, will win this game, but it's not going to be by a big margin. It is going to be close. Like every game, Giants and Cowboys come down to. Cowboys always, and this just drives me crazy. I hate watching the Giants and Cowboys because the Cowboys get up big and it looks like, oh, we're rolling, and then all of a sudden, we just never put the Giants away.
Eli Manning.
Yeah, and it's just, I hate watching the Cowboys play the Giants. I will be scared on Sunday just because this is the team we lost to. Yes, we had a chance, had a chance to win that. I understand if Williams gets out of bounds. A loss would not be bad. We can win the NFC East with just a win.
They can afford this loss.
Yeah.
Not meaning that they should take the loss.
No, because the Giants would be right back in this division if they went out.
About it, guys. I tell you.
Cowboys, though, 27-24. Dak has a better game than he had the first matchup. I mean, come on. They had the rookie jitters in opening day. I mean,
they have not looked bad.
They haven't. And they're going to be hungry for this one. You never want to get swept to your rival.
No.
Matt, real quick.
Like the Raiders did last night against the Chiefs. That's right, Chiefs Kingdom.
Matt,
look ahead to Monday?
Yeah, real quick, though, we got some breaking news. And I got to find it because it came through. Raiders Olden Smith met with Roger Goodell and other officials today to make a case for a reinstatement. That's all I have on that. Ian Rappaport broke that out to the media. I don't know if he'll get reinstated. One other thing, I forgot to mention this, and I forgot to put it in our script, but if this guy's watching today, he needs a shout-out because Shaquille Cooper,
oh, yes.
Shaq Cooper with the 4-Day State football team, is foregoing his senior year to go to the league. I think everyone saw this coming. Shaq's the real deal. Shaq, hope you're listening. If not, man, hey, congrats. Job well deserved. It's been fun covering him.
He has so much talent, and I would love to see him in the NFL.
He's
playing on Sundays.
He's got some NFL blood through his family.
Little Frank Gore.
So
yeah.
anyway, Shaq, congrats, man. Best of luck. You'll be greatly missed, I know, at Fort Hays, but you also will be remembered as one of the best running backs here at Fort Hays State.
Yes.
So, job well done. Sorry, I just thought needed to do that.
Yes, that is true. I totally spaced on that.
Yeah, Matt.
Looking
this
ahead
up.
to Monday, we will have breaking news, hot topics. We will have the MLS Championship recap for all you soccer fans. We will have the Heisman Trophy thoughts, reactions, the winner, what happens, Lamar Jackson. The NFL recap from Sunday, the NFL preview for Monday Night Football, who I believe is the Patriots and Ravens.
Yes.
Ravens going to Foxborough, and
which could be a really good game.
could decide some seedings in the AFC. Hopefully the Ravens pick up the win and Chiefs take over the 1 seed. In the AFC, yeah, that is. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at MHSM Sports Show. Don't forget to look up our Facebook page at Matty Highland Smitty McQueen Sports Show. And even our YouTube page. We have some more videos uploaded.
I only got 2 yesterday. But
and
we need to get
go
more.
subscribe at Matty Highland Smitty McQueen Sports Show. We thank all the fans, all you guys. We're getting our word out to the West Coast with your family and some East Coast people as well, what we've heard.
Share our videos.
Yes, we love what we're doing. We love doing it for you guys, and
we're looking ahead to maybe some other great opportunities.
Yes.
Hopefully to announce those soon.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
So, a week from Friday, Matt, too, I'll be joining you from Denver, be in the airport. So we have 4 days left for a while, and then our Christmas schedule will get posted. Forgot to mention that, too.
You won't have to see his face next Friday.
Yeah,
Sorry, guys.
yeah. That's a plus for everyone, I'm sure. But go ahead.
Well, from Matty Highland,
Smitty McQueen.
we hope you guys enjoyed this Football Friday and look forward to this wonderful weekend of sports.